Well, now that Super Bowl 60 is over, it's on to the off season. 10 teams have new head coaches. We're here to talk about it. Draft season's upon us. Mock draft season, that is. We're here to talk about it. Maybe even some free agent priorities on some certain teams. We're here to talk about it. And some special guests as well. It all starts now. It's the juice. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Juice Football Talk Show. Kenny K here. Super Bowl 60's over. The off season's here, like we just said in the intro. Lots of things to talk about. One of them is I'm here with my good friend, Mr. Trevor Salzman. I shouldn't say one of them, many of them. My co-host, my friend out there in the Mountain Time Zone. How are we doing, Trevor, this evening?
Doing well, Kenny. Excited to be here. It's crazy that Super Bowl's already over with, and we're moving on to the off season. Like we discussed, I think last night when we met, and we had our meeting. It seems like the off season is going to be long. It really is not. There's so much to cover. Between free agency coming up, we just got done. All the teams needing head coaches are now filled. We'll get into that tonight, of course, and rank those. But we have the draft that we have to cover. All 7 rounds, and then of course free agency coming up as well. So opposite order per se. But regardless, there's going to be a lot of news throughout the offseason, so we're going to have a lot to talk about, and I have a feeling it's going to go by fast. But looking forward to tonight's show and looking forward to being here.
A lot to talk about. One thing we don't want to take too much time on is on the Super Bowl. We do cover all 32 teams, and we cover college football as well. So we got to mention the Super Bowl a little bit. Not the greatest of outcomes unless you were a Seahawks fan. Fortunately, Trevor, you and Pearl, who's saying hello, a lot of Bronco fans. I feel you got robbed. I have friends that are Bills fans. I feel they may have gotten robbed. I don't know if the best team in the AFC represented the AFC. So it wasn't the best of Super Bowls, but congratulations to the Seahawks, Trevor. Anything you want to add for the Super Bowl before we continue with and get into our off-season talk, which is going to be taking up most of our shows the next weeks?
Yeah, I think for me, real quickly, I know we don't want to get too much. The Super Bowl was pretty boring for most of it, of course, but I think it just emphasizes what exactly teams need to be doing when it comes to winning football games. And if you want to reach the highest of the highest, and that's of course winning a Super Bowl championship, that's got to be running the football. And I think that's something the Broncos can take away from that. Kenneth Walker, that was the biggest difference for me in this game. Yes, both defenses played pretty well throughout the game. The Patriots defense just got wore down eventually. But Seattle's defense, we already know how great they were up front, and getting the push. Patriots offensive line, Will Campbell was having a mess of a game. I feel for him, but it really was a run game. Kenneth Walker, your Super Bowl MVP, 27 carries, 135 yards. Easily could have had a touchdown that got called back as well. So that was the biggest difference, I think, in the game. And that's just something that the Broncos can take away from that. You've got to have a run game. That's what it's all about. You didn't see Sam Darnold out there throwing the football around and having to carry Seattle's offense. By no means did he do that. But you know what? They found something that worked, and that's running the dang football. They had that option. The Broncos better get that right this offseason. And any other team that needs to establish a run game better get that established this offseason. I think we're going to see running backs get paid pretty well, and running backs maybe become more of a premium this offseason.
I think this league's took a new turn. You're not going to see those 40-point games every week. You're going to see the run the ball, like you just said, the defenses, and those game manager type quarterbacks, which I think your Bo Nix can be. I think Jackson Dart can eventually be. We learn how to with our head coach, things to look forward to. I want to do We're going to do a double shot of juicing it up tonight because we had Miss Pearl say hello. Miss Pearl's our sponsor as well, Morgan Trinkets. And Michael Ronquillo, everybody's friend, Michael Ronquillo. Good evening, Kenny and Trevor on the juice, 100 stars. I got something a little special here, and I took a little sip before the show, and I said, oh my gosh. It's called Evolution Fresh Mighty Watermelon.
Wow.
Pressed watermelon juice. Delicious. It feel like you're just biting watermelon when you take a sip of this.
Wow.
So we're going to do a double for Miss Pearl and Michael and everybody else out there. We're going to do a double. Juice it up, everybody.
Or for my instance, pop it up because this is a pop right now, and I always forget about having a juice. I'm just gonna go and buy specific juice for the week. I don't drink a lot of juice, as you can tell.
I got to give this one a nice plug. It's got 45 milligrams of electrolytes, cold pressed watermelon and juice blend. Tastes like you're biting into a watermelon. I got to give them a shout out. Incredible stuff. All right, Trevor, why don't we get into our first? We got a special guest later on lined up, by the way. Our good friend Patrick Wiltsey is going to join us from Hawaii later on. Going to talk about maybe a free agent priority. And then we had a little contest last week, so he's going to announce the winner of that contest a little later. So looking forward to have Patrick on in about roughly 30 to 40 minutes. We'll have Patrick on with us. Get to a couple comments. Jody, fellow Denver Bronco horseman, healthy Bo Nix, Denver wins the Super Bowl. I will say this, Jody. Denver, I think, gets to the Super Bowl. I don't know if you had what it takes. I mean, Seattle was just a machine, and they were determined. And I think it would have been a closer game. Yes, maybe you could have beat them, but I don't know if I can make a statement. Definitely wins. So. But I'm with you. I think you got robbed. You build off that next year. Miss Pearl's got a little tea time. Orange spice, yummy. That does sound delicious, Miss Pearl. Love it. So we got our first little segment today, and thanks for Keith Brugman for putting up this graphic for us. We're going to rank the top 10 coaches. So we had 10 new coaching hires, and we're going to rank them 1 to 10. Now, do you want to do your list first, Trevor? Or do you want me to do my list first?
Either one.
Graphic in a second. All right, let's see. Where are we? Graphics. So here we go. It looks like mine is up first. So 10 coach hires. I'll just announce the hires. You had the number one. So on the left, it's going to go left, right, left, right, left, right. So John Harbaugh comes in at number 1 for me. Kevin Stefanski, Atlanta Falcons hire, number 2. Robert Saleh, the Titans head coach, number 3. Mike McCarthy, 4. The Pittsburgh Steelers hire. Joe Brady, Buffalo Bills. Clint Kubiak, just won Super Bowl offensive coordinator. Seattle goes to the Raiders. I got him at number 6. Jesse Minter, 7. Ravens head coach. Matt LaFleur, I should say. Or is it Mike? Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
I was right the first time. Mike LaFleur, brother of Matt LaFleur, the Packers head coach, goes to the Cardinals. Jeff Hafley, Packers. Speaking of Packers, their defensive coordinator, number 9, goes to the Dolphins. And Todd Monken, former Raven offensive coordinator with John Harbaugh, goes to the Browns. I'll put Trevor's up, and then we'll leave them up and we'll talk about them back and forth. So, Trevor, you want to read yours and tell everybody who you had?
Yeah, number 1, I have John Harbaugh. Number 2, I have Joe Brady. Number 3, I have Jesse Minter. Number 4, I have Mike McCarthy. Number 5, I have Robert Saleh. Number 6, I have Mike LaFleur. And what am I at? Number 7, I have Clint Kubiak. Number 8, I have Jeff Hafley. Number 9, I have Kevin Stefanski. And number 10, I have Todd Monken.
Why don't we do this, Trevor? Why don't you do your top 2, Harbaugh and Brady, explain why you got them there, and then I'll flip to my top 10 and we'll go back and forth that way, two apiece.
And I have a question for you as well with this, but with Harbaugh, I mean, you're getting a head coach that has a high floor. I mean, he is kind of the Sean Payton of the New York Giants. I mean, yes, he's not an offensive mind. I get that. But what I'm saying is you're going to get a high floor with John Harbaugh. You know what this guy you're going to get with this guy. I mean, you're not going to be the worst team in the league. And for the Giants, I mean, that's saying a lot. I mean, it's already an automatic, A kind of A tier kind of higher. I'm not sure exactly where the ceiling is with the Giants this year. That'll be the biggest question with John Harbaugh going into the season. But I love the hire for the Giants. I love them being aggressive. I like what the staff that John Harbaugh is starting to put together too. Still remains to be seen, if he can get the most out of this team, and he's really has a lot of young players on that roster and that he can play with, and so I think you're getting a grown up in the room with John Harbaugh, and I think that's an excellent hire for the Giants. At the very least, this is a team that should be fighting for a wild card spot this season. Joe Brady at number 2 with Buffalo Bills. I mean, Joe Brady's been a guy that's been, talked around the league for a while as far as getting a head coaching job, and I think his chemistry with Josh Allen just, makes it that much special. And I love what Joe Brady did when it comes to bringing in Jim Leonard, and a lot of Bronco fans know exactly what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. Former Broncos DB coach Jim Leonard is exactly who I'm talking about. Jim Leonard's been a guy that's coming up through the ranks as well. Knew he probably going to get a DC job this offseason. And so I like that hire. You take somebody away from a defense is one of the top defenses in the league, mix that in with your coaching staff. And that's huge. And so I think with Joe Brady, I think you're getting a lot of familiarity, but you're also bringing in some new, fresh ideas and how to get this defense back on track. That's Buffalo's biggest problem. Their defense is not very good. So, coming into this offseason, I expect them to address the defense side of the ball. I think first step in that, they did a great job in their first step in that with hiring Jim Leonard as their DC.
Yeah. Get to mine. I love what you said there, Trevor. So I'm not going to add much to John Harbaugh. I'm a Giants fan. You nailed it there. The floor is high. Should be contending for the playoffs in year one with the roster we have, but the coaching staff that he brought in, Nagy, the offensive coordinator, I love that hire. Greg Roman comes back to play as a senior assistant role, and we could have loaded this one today that he just interviewed, and if he comes over, this is great because I would have loved him as my OC. Brian Callahan coming in, interviewed for the coaching quarterbacks coach. So he is bringing in experience. And when you're a well-respected head coach, you're going to get assistants that want to coach with you because they're going to feel they can have another job in the near future of getting a head coaching job or a promotion from whatever position they get hired at. So I'm with you, John Harbaugh. I don't care. I'm a Giants fan. I got nothing to hide. That's the number one hire. Again, we're going left to right, not top to bottom. My number 2 is way different than Trevor's number 2. Mine is Kevin Stefanski. And Juicers, play along. We call you guys the Juicers on Tuesdays. Give us your list. And we'll go from there. Kevin Stefanski, my number 2. Trevor's going to get a chance to talk about him later in his top 10. Hired by the Browns, he's had nothing but quarterback problems over there, and the GM has done nothing to fix that. Got that team to the playoffs and a playoff win with Joe Flacco, Dorian Robinson-Thompson as quarterbacks. He's had PJ, I can't even think of his name.
Walker.
PJ Walker. I mean, look at the quarterbacks that are there. Yeah, he had the Baker Mayfield issue, but what has Baker Mayfield done? Couldn't get the Buccaneers to the playoffs this year, and it wasn't just Baker Mayfield's fault. They had injuries, but, so was Baker Mayfield the right move to move on from him? Maybe it was. Defense was always pretty good with Stefanski as a head coach. He's got a young team. I know there's the issues with James Pierce, but they drafted a lot of defense last year. I think he's got Drake London, see what happens with Kyle Pitts. He's got Bijan Robinson. I like this hire. I think that the Falcons could be in contention for the NFC South next year. Couple more comments. Blue Juice Gatorade. Juice Blue Gatorade from Paul. He wants a receiver, Bronco fan. Michael, Broncos are still looking for their wide receivers coach and cornerbacks coach. Giants will be a bunch better. And everybody's saying hello to each other. Love it. And all right, Trevor, back to yours. We're gonna get your 3 and 4 now. Let me pull your back up here. There you go.
Yeah, so for me, I like Jesse Minter a lot. I mean, he was a Chargers defensive coordinator this past season. I think what he's been able to do with that Chargers defense, and that's Chargers defense that has some talent on there, but I mean, it's not like it's overfilled with talent. I think Jesse Minter's done a great job. I think him going back to Baltimore, he has Baltimore ties previously. He was under John Harbaugh there. I'm in Baltimore before he got ended up going to Los Angeles. So I like that hire for the Ravens. I would say for Jesse Minter, I mean, it's really about getting that defense right and Baltimore. And I mean, you know what you're going to get from Lamar Jackson. You have Derrick Henry on the offensive side of the ball. You have to, I expect them to add, some more weapons or try to add more weapons to the offensive side of the ball. But it's really they got to get that defense right. And you're hiring a defensive mind. Jesse Minter is going to call plays on the defense side of the ball. So I think this is a really good hire for the Ravens. I think this could be a team that you flip around. Kenny, going into next year, this could easily be a playoff team once again. In fact, I expect that to be the case when you have a guy like Lamar Jackson. You're paying him the money you have. So that's the Jesse Minter hire. Mike McCarthy, I'm higher on Mike McCarthy. I mean, and anybody watching this show, we've talked about Mike McCarthy before. I'm higher on him, than a lot of people are. I think this is a safe hire for the Steelers, but again, got to get past this year at quarterback. They got to find a quarterback. If you can get past Aaron Rodgers, and maybe if you have to go through another season of Aaron Rodgers, fine. If it's another bridge, fine. But if Mike McCarthy can find a quarterback to develop, I think he can be that much better. I mean, he helped develop Aaron Rodgers into what Aaron Rodgers at least used to be, I should say. So Mike McCarthy, I think he has abilities to draft to develop quarterback. What he did with Dak Prescott in Dallas was exactly pretty huge as well. And Dak put up a lot of really good numbers under Mike McCarthy. So I think the Steelers got a safe hire with Mike McCarthy. I'm not sure that team's a playoff team right now. I think they're on the bubble for sure. I think Mike McCarthy brings up that floor for this team a little bit, into raising that floor for this team. You're not going to be the worst team in football, but you may not be exactly the best team in football, probably medium tier right now. But if they can find a quarterback, Kenny, I think this is a really solid hire for the Steelers. And I think could be, something that can get them jump started into hopefully, getting playoff wins for them.
Good 3 and 4. We're a little similar. My number 3 is going to be Robert Salah. He's getting his second chance, and he goes to the Tennessee Titans, team that can only get better. They're picking, in the top 5 again. They're picking, early in the draft. They go. Robert Salah saw what he did with Shanahan over in San Francisco. He leaves the Jets. Shanahan jumped all over and offering him the position for defensive coordinator. Had a ton of injuries, and that 49ers defense was top 10 all year with all their major injuries they had on that defense. Brings over Brian Dable. You're going to have the New York connection over there in Tennessee. The 2 failed head coaches. Dable gets to run the offense. Salah's going to run the defense. He's going to let Dable do what he wants to do. I think he's going to, improve this defense enough where he's going to tell Dable, Cam Ward, few plays. You saw what it was with Drake. We saw it worked with Drake May. Let's have that same formula. Let's go build in this draft, maybe get a free agent and, contend a little bit next year, be competitive, win 3 or 4 more games than you did last year. And in 2 years, you're playoff bound in a weak AFC South. So I love this hire by Robert Salah. I think this is the perfect spot for him to show what he can do, because the Jets was just a disaster and he didn't get a fair shake over there. And I'm with you at Mike McCarthy, right at number 4. I think it's a solid hire. I thought they may have went a younger route, being they keep their coaches for so long, and McCarthy's already an older coach. But McCarthy may bring back Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers wants to come back, maybe they get one last year together. Rodgers can retire with the coach he started with. That'd be pretty wild and pretty cool to see that happen. I think the Steelers will eventually develop a quarterback and draft one, if not this year, next year. And McCarthy, we know what he's done with quarterbacks. He's had Brett Favre and he's had Aaron Rodgers. So I don't expect anything less. Yep. I don't expect anything less this year coming from the Steelers and the future at quarterback. So I'm with you at number 4 for him. Let me get back to yours, Trevor. And then we'll get to some more comments as well. Why don't you tell us who you got at 5 and 6?
Yeah, I have Robert Salah and Michael LaFleur here at 5 and 6. I mean, I like the Salah hire. I think it's going to take him some time to get that organization back on track. That's an organization that missed badly with their last head coach, and that was Brian Callahan, of course. Obviously, it was a mistake firing Mike Vrabel when they did at the time. So I think with Salah, I think it's at least going to take him 2 years, I think, to get this team back on track. I think this coming up season is going to be about trying to get maximize Cam Ward and really trying to get the best out of Cam Ward and see what you have at quarterback. I mean, this is a quarterback that you took number 1 overall just a year ago. So there's obviously high expectations there. You hired, I think, the right guy to try to develop him, and Brian Daboll. I think that was a huge hire for Robert Salah, and then heard he coveted him pretty hard. So I think this is why I have Salah here right now. I think out of all these hires, he's probably going to be the one that's going to have, I think, kind of safe for a while, just from where that organization's at. And then Michael LaFleur, I'm a big Michael LaFleur guy. You can ask Kenny. This is a guy that I was on before any head coaching openings ended up opening up. I think he's under the McVay tree, when in Los Angeles with the Rams, and so I'm a huge Michael LaFleur guy. Again, I think it's going to take him a couple of years to kind of get this team back on track. When I say team, I'm saying Arizona Cardinals. You got the Kyler Murray issue. What are you going to do with Kyler Murray? Are you going to stick it out for another year, or is Kyler Murray out the door and you're going to have to eat some dead money there? So, and you're going to have to cut him. So, but I think Michael LaFleur is the right guy to get this team back on track again. Again, it's just going to take him some time. So these two, with Salah and LaFleur, I expect these two to have probably, a longer leash out of a lot of these coaches and have a lot less pressure, I think, on them early on.
Yeah. Let's hit the comment board, Trevor. And then I will continue with mine. Keith coming in. What's up, Keith? He's not high on the Salah hire. I'm not sure I would have taken this head coach job as potentially my last chance. We're going to see. I mean, Tennessee's got the chance, though, in my opinion, Keith, of a weak division. We saw the Jaguars leapfrog the Texans. We saw the Texans leapfrog the Colts. It's a division that the floor is closer to the ceiling than a lot of the other divisions. So, if Daboll can develop that Cam Ward into a franchise quarterback, Salah, we know, is going to preach defense. That could be a sneaky team. We'll see. But I understand your points, though. Michael has a list for us. John Harbaugh, number 1. Joe Brady, number 2, right? Like Robert Salah, 3. McCarthy, 4. Sounds familiar. Stefanski, 5, right in the middle. Minter, 6. Kubiak, 7. LaFleur, Hafley, Monken to Rabino. Nice list, Michael. Nice list.
I will say on the Robert Salah thing, I kind of disagree with Keith on that, because I think with Salah, he's going to get a longer leash, and I don't think he's just taking any head coaching job just to take it. I think he's going to work hand in hand with the GM Mike Borgonzani there, who was, of course, ended up help develop the Chiefs dynasty and worked within the Chiefs organization. I think Salah is going to have a longer leash. So he's got to. That's an organization just got to get back on track, and that's, I think, first and foremost is going to be the focus this season. It's not necessarily about winning games. Yeah, I mean, yes, you want to win games, but it's going to be about developing Cam Ward and just getting your personnel installed in year one. So I think Robert Salah has seen that opportunity. He's like, I'm at least going to have probably 2 to 3 years to really get this team back on track, and I'm not going to get fired, next offseason. This isn't the Jets kind of thing. Because I don't think he would take the job.
True. Good point. I'm going to read my next 2, which is 5 and 6, and then back to you, Trevor. We'll do the 4 so we could catch up on time a little bit, because our bottom 4 is very similar, minus 1 guy. I got Joe Brady and Clint Kubiak, 5 and 6. Joe Brady, I have a little lower than you. His first head coaching job. A lot of pressure on him. They're already saying, Super Bowl contender and this and that. Uh, McDermott couldn't get him there, with Josh Allen. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Joe Brady. And, he brought Pete Carmichael and Jim Leonard over. There's going to be a lot of pressure on this guy. A lot of first-time coaches getting promotions on this staff, and Brady's in charge of it. Patriots just made it to the Super Bowl. He's going to have a couple years, but I don't know, the pressure on him. I got him right in the middle. I'm not crazy about the hire. I'm not against it neither. Right in the middle. And the other one could call it a 5B for me. Clint Kubiak just won the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold and developed that offense into the perfect offense. Run the ball, make your quarterback make a few plays a game. Number one receiver in Njigba goes to the Raiders now. He's going to try and turn Brock Bowers into a superstar, and Ashton Janty as well. So he knows what he's got there. He's a smart young man, learned from his dad, Gary Kubiak. You all know Gary Kubiak in Denver Bronco country. So I think this is a good hire, and I think it's a guy who's going to have a chance finally that the Raiders like, that they're not going to get rid of. I'm pretty sure this was Tom Brady's guy, and that's why Clint Kubiak is the head coach there. Let's just get a couple comments in. Michael, the Atlanta Falcons don't have a quarterback they can work with. It sounds familiar with Cleveland. I know with Stefanski, he can't get himself a quarterback. And Keith's saying my 5 and 6 could be his number 1 and number 2. A lot of difference of opinions and valued opinions too. So I love these kind of lists because everybody's not similar, and that's what I like about this type of list with the head coaches. It's not guaranteed who's number 1 and who's number 10. Everybody can have something different, and I love it. Let's do your 6 through 10, and then I'll just add anything to my 6 and 10 who are similar.
Okay. Was that on mine 6 and 10?
I mean,
yeah,
8.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, 6 to 10.
Yeah. So my number 6
is
8.
Are we 6 to 10?
Yeah, because I just went a little through with Salad before.
7 to 10. 7 to 10.
10. Sorry. Yeah.
My bad.
Holy crap. my numbers are off too, so I'm sorry. No, for me, number 7 for me, it's Clint Kubiak. I mean, I understand being so high on this hire. Again, it's just like he's one of those head coaches that he's got to have time. And I mean, I believe in Clint Kubiak. Again, there's just a very little sample size, I think, of him, being in the NFL. I mean, he had a great season, being the OC in Seattle, but the personnel also worked out very well. And Clint Kubiak today actually had his press conference, and he gave a lot of credit to Mike McDonald for holding him accountable and holding that offensive staff accountable. So we'll see what the plan is in Las Vegas with the Raiders. I think that's a solid hire. I think, with Clint Kubiak. Here's the thing, though, Kenny. Here's my concern. If you're a Raiders fan, I mean, does this mean they're absolutely taking a quarterback number 1 overall? Because, it's just insane to me that you would just hire a guy like Clint Kubiak and then you would just we're going to take a quarterback number 1 overall. Already telling yourself that. And, I mean, have you truly went through the process of evaluating what you're going to do at number 1 yet? That's the thing with the Raiders. And it sounded like Mark Davis, their owner, sounds like that's something that they're at least entertaining. And it's just wild to me that they would do that. So I just hope that Clint Kubiak gets a fair shake in Las Vegas with the Raiders. I would assume he's probably going to, since he took the job. I don't think he takes the job if he don't get a chance to pick his quarterback and pick his guy. It's just a concern there, though. Will there be somebody when it comes time to picking somebody at number 1? Will he get overridden, and will it won't be his decision of what quarterback ends up being there in Las Vegas with the Raiders. And so that's the only concern there. But I like Clint Kubiak when he has offer. He's a great offensive mind. Jeff Hafley ends up being my number 8. I like Hafley. I think that he did a fine job in Green Bay as the Packers DC. He gets a chance to go to Miami. Again, it's going to take them some time to build things up. I mean, you get the Tua decision. Tua's probably gone. You really got to turn over that roster. Tyreek Hill, big question mark there. Jalen Waddle, what are you going to do there with him? So there's going to be some turnover with the roster there. Defensive line, the Dolphins defense has not been very good over the last several seasons. They haven't been very good at drafting and developing just in general. So, for their sake, hopefully they get that right. But I think Jeff Hafley, I think it's a solid hire right now for that organization and what they need.
Absolutely. Go, finish the last two, Trevor.
Okay. And then number 9 is Kevin Stefanski. You can notice the difference between me and Kenny's list. This is exactly what it is. Kevin Stefanski. I'm sorry. I just can't get behind Stefanski as much as everybody else. I mean, yes, it's Cleveland. I get it. He hasn't made the playoffs in 2 years. He made it playoffs with Joe Flacco. Okay, that's fine. Miracle kind of season, you can say. But I mean, again, you can't tell me he didn't have a decision in picking his quarterback room. And Deshaun Watson just forgot to play football overnight. I'm not defending Deshaun Watson by any means. Let me make that clear. But you're telling me Deshaun Watson overnight just forgot how to play quarterback in the NFL. I mean, I don't know. I mean, so is Kevin Stefanski truly a guy that can develop a quarterback? That's my biggest question on him. I'm not sure that he's that. And so going to Atlanta, it just seemed like they kind of was quick to hire him. And I mean, I know they interviewed other candidates, but it seemed like Stefanski just kind of like he gets a lot of credit there. And it's like, well, that Cleveland quarterback room hasn't been very good. And I'm sure he has had some sort of say in who they're bringing in personnel wise and clearly developing. Dylan Gabriel didn't work out. Shedeur Sanders doesn't look like he's going to be working out either. So the development of young quarterbacks is concerning from Stefanski. So I expect him to possibly bring in a veteran this year also in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins probably high on that list. And then number 10, it's Todd Monken for me. I just talked about Cleveland. Cleveland for me, I mean, this is a job that's like, again, it's really tough to take. And you've seen all these coordinators and all these, head coaching candidates drop out of this job. It was for probably more or less a reason. It starts with ownership. Tom Monken, it's tough. It's going to be tough to have success there. I don't think the offense will be bad. I think eventually that offense will get back on track. But Jim Schwartz leaving, I think, is a big, concern. I think for the staff and for the Browns. And I think ideally, if you're the Browns, you would like to have hired Todd Monken, then also bring back Jim Schwartz as your defensive coordinator. And you definitely didn't make Jim Schwartz too happy, of course, and that's why he ends up going to Cabo instead of coaching your defense. So, I mean, Todd Monken, number 10. I just think he's getting not going to get a fair shake in Cleveland. That's an organization that's got a lot of issues.
Our lists were very similar, and you nailed your analysis on all the coaches. Well said. Our big difference was Stefanski. I have him high, you have him low. One of us is going to be right, one of us is going to be wrong. My 5 through 8 could have went anyway. Like it's just 5, 6, 7, and 8 were so close. So Jesse Minter and Mike LaFleur come in closer to 5 than 10. So Jesse Minter, young coach, could have every opportunity there in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. But there's a lot of pressure. Like we say in Drake May had to take over for Tom Brady. Who's going to have to take over for Mahomes when he retires? Well, Jesse Minter has to take over for a great coach and John Harbaugh. So there's pressure on him to succeed. A young mind, I think he will have a good chance of succeeding with Lamar Jackson. But again, here comes the coaching staff. Who's going to want to coach with a young first-time head coach? Who's going to want to go there? We'll see. Same with Mike LaFleur. He's got a situation in Arizona where it can only get better. Maybe you think about trading your star tight end, Trey McBride, and maybe go and have multiple picks in next year's draft, which is a heavy quarterback draft. I got him, could easily be 5, but I got him at 8. Had to put somebody at 8. And then my last 2, I'm not high on either one of these 2 guys. And Jeff Hafley would have been number 10 if it wasn't for Todd Monken. Jeff Hafley, former head coach at Boston College. What did he do at Boston College? Former defensive coordinator, last year's Packers defensive coordinator. Watch the Giants go up and down the field on him. What has he done special with Green Bay's defense? So if it wasn't for Todd Monken, he would be easily my number 10. But Todd Monken, I don't get the hire. I think I'm happy because I would have respected John Harbaugh's decision of bringing Todd Monken in for the Giants offensive coordinator, but I didn't want him. You got Derrick Henry, and you don't know if you're going to run the ball 5 times or 50 times with Todd Monken when he's coaching. So I don't get it. I don't like the hire. I think it's probably the worst of the 10. We'll see. Could easily, you never know. It could be number 1 in 3 years, but I doubt it. But those were our top 10 coaches list, Trevor. We're going to bring in, I want to bring in our guest in a second. Skip the order, but I want to mention our sponsor first, or take our sponsor break, and then we're going to bring in Patrick. So our sponsor this evening, as it's been on all of our shows for some time now, is Morgan Trinkets. Morgan Trinkets is specialized in Southwest jewelry and estate gold at wholesale prices for over 35 years. You can watch them online on Etsy by typing in Morgan Trinkets. Or catch them on eBay at Pearl Heat, Heat. You can see them live this Saturday, Valentine's Day. If you're looking for a Valentine's gift, go check out the Timber Dan Vintage and Collectible Toy Show and Sale, which is held at the Ranch Event Complex in Loveland, Colorado. Next event is scheduled, like I just said, Valentine's Day. Go say hello to Miss Pearl. Maybe bring her, a box of chocolates or a rose, and she'll take care of you. Go see her. If I was a little closer, I would definitely come see you, Miss Pearl. Hope we have a great show on Valentine's Day, and thank you for being a wonderful sponsor to all our shows at Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Quick comment from a couple comments from Keith, and I'm going to bring in Patrick. Keith's asking, what does Monken need to do to be considered successful in Cleveland? I would say find a quarterback that nobody else has done in the last, 25, 30 years?
Yeah.
That one's easy for me. Michael Ronquillo saying a lot of Falcons fans wanted Kubiak over Stefanski.
Yeah.
Ooh, and I just lost Patrick, so we're going to give him a second to come back. And Keith saying he sees a big difference between you on Stefanski. Give me a record prediction from each of you. Stefanski first year, and there's Patrick. Going to bring him in. I'm going to go 10-7. NFC South champs.
Okay. Yeah, I think for me, I would say 9-7 probably. I mean, I'm not big on the hire. I mean, Kevin Stefanski, what kind of offense? I mean, I agree with Michael. I mean, Clint Kubiak over Stefanski, that would have been my choice as well.
Well said. Let's welcome our guest. He's not a guest anymore. He's part of our team, but we call him a guest today. He's in for a segment. Our friend from the Aloha, Hawaii, Mr. Patrick Wiltsey, Lion Coffee. I'm going to juice it up for you. I got to shake it up because it's a watermelon presser.
Ooh.
Juice it up for Mr. Patrick. Evolution Fresh, it's called. It is amazing. It tastes like you're biting into a watermelon. It is that good. It's the first time I'm having it, and I can highly recommend it.
I have some coffee juice that's brewing currently. I just got home and had dinner, so.
Nice. So, Patrick, we brought you on for 2 reasons. One is we love having you here, and just mentioned Lion Coffee. You take care of all of us here on Rocky Mountain Sports Network, the Juice, Denver Bronco Roundup. You take care of all of our friends, all of our fellow juicers, posse members. You had a contest for everybody last week, and thank you so much. It was a lot of fun to play. We had a lot of participants in the competition, which was closest to the actual score, and the tiebreaker was going to be MVP. We didn't need the tiebreaker. I have the top 3 scores here, Patrick, and then I'll let you explain, if you want to explain what the prize is for the winner and talk about that, and then we'll get into our little segment with you. In third place, everybody's friend Michael Ronquillo had a score of 34 for the Seahawks. I'm sorry, Michael, I'm giving you too much credit. Michael, you had a score of 42-20. You were further down the list, but I got you up there anyway. Roy Osborne, our friend Roy Osborne, had a score of 34-17 Seahawks. That was third place. Patrick, in your own contest, you came in second with a score of 28-10. And with a score of 27-14, the guy above you to the right and my direct right, Mr. Trevor Salzman, is our contest winner with a score of 27 for the Seahawks, only 2 points off, and 14 for the Patriots, 1 point off. Total of 3 points off the score. Congratulations, Trevor, for being the winner.
I appreciate that, Kenny. And I'm kicking myself, Patrick, because I was telling Kenny, you know who my other, Super Bowl MVP was going to be? Kenneth Walker. I hyped him up a little bit last week. Gosh dang it, I should have picked Kenneth Walker.
You were close. Yeah.
But up to you, Patrick, if you want Trevor to be surprised what his prize is, or if you want to let him know.
He's gotten, I've sent some coffee before, so he's got a pretty good idea. But what my plan was I basically went across what we offer between Lion Coffee and Royal Kona, our sister, company there. They're all part of the same umbrella. I kind of went and got okay, this one. I kind of grabbed just a selection of a couple of them that he probably hasn't tried yet, because I don't think I've sent those to him. And then a couple of ones that are like, there's almost none better. So
heck yeah.
Nice.
I know I won't be disappointed, Patrick. Appreciate it.
Yep. And we'll have Patrick on when Trevor tries those coffees. He can have a little, maybe he can have a little sipping, little sipping of each.
I drink coffee at night.
It makes it easy because all I have to do is type Rocket Man into my address and boom, it pops up. So I know where to send it already. So we're good to go.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
I have one small question. Where did Rocket Man come from? I know it's a little off topic, but can I ask?
It's the juice, absolutely. Which is what we do on the juice. We love the off topics, so absolutely perfect show to ask.
I think it was from Keith, and this is like when Russell Wilson was a Bronco his first year, and I was barely doing the show with Keith and them at the time, and Keith just kind of came up with this, because give the credit to Keith. He's just like, because I take off like a rocket sometimes with some of my takes. Like sometimes I can be kind of mellow, and then I get kind of high sometimes. So it's like get a little hot. So I mean, it's like I think that's where it came from. He just felt like Rocket Man. Like one day, we were backstage, and he's just like, "It'd be a great nickname for you." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Rocket Man." I'm like, "Okay, I can kind of understand." So he had to explain it to me a little bit because I didn't understand it at first. But yeah, that's where it came from.
Patrick, I'm going to let you answer Pearl's question. She wants to know if you have tea. Naturally deep.
I do. Well, right now, the only tea we offer that's no caffeine is our coconut macadamia tea, which, I mean, it's pretty decent. I make it up and then stick a lot of ice in it, I can't have sugar so much anymore. I'm trying to watch that, so I don't put beer in anymore, but
right. I had the teas. Your teas are delicious. Paul Rosen, my friend and co-host on my other network, Giants show, is also can't have much sugar, and he mixes the teas you sent him. He makes a blend of iced teas every week. He's drinking that on the Giants show. So a lot of iced tea from him with the teas you send.
Yeah, I can send those. It's not a problem. I think I have Pearl info still. Okay. If not, Pearl, if you get it to me, I'll make sure I'll send some back out. I sent some one time, I know, and she seemed happy. So,
okay, Patrick, I want to do this with you first. I want to put you on the spot, Trevor. I'm not going to hold you against it if you fail my blind ranking tonight. This one, I'm coming after Patrick tonight, and then we got a little fun. Then we'll do a little Bronco Giant combined segment with Patrick. My blind ranking for Patrick tonight. Top 5 Hawaiian dishes. This is ranked from like a popular site. So the first one I'm going to give you, Patrick, is Loco Moco, and I'll explain what to the audience what each of these dishes are. Loco Moco's a hamburger patty over rice with fried eggs and brown gravy.
Personally, that's fairly up there for me, but I would say probably website wise or touristy wise, let's say 3. I'll give that a solid 3. We'll put that in the middle.
I'm gonna let Trevor play along, and again, I'm not gonna hold it against him tonight. This is just extra credit for him.
Okay. I'm in school again. So what is it again? Eggs
It's
and
a hamburger patty over rice with fried eggs and gravy. That sounds delicious. By
wow,
the way.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I'm gonna say right in the middle of 3.
3 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one I'm gonna give is Kurt's favorite. We joke with him on his show because he made a trip to Hawaii a couple years ago. They finally got their honeymoon, Jen and Kurt, in because they got married when COVID was high, and but Kahlua pork is on this list. Where does that rank?
Probably number 2.
Number 2 for Patrick.
Number 2, because I mean it is very popular, but I'm wondering how deep you went on your 5 there. So I'm gonna play a little bit.
All right, Trevor, you're gonna go with the Hawaiian guy. Or you're gonna change it up and try and be fancy here.
I mean, I had to kind of look up a picture to even see what the heck. I mean, it was.
I'm sorry.
But...
Kahlua pork is a slow cooked pork underground oven. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, I would say number 2. I mean, I think it's got to be up there. I mean, for me, it's up there. I don't know what the heck Kurt is doesn't like it. He'd rather have a cheeseburger. I know, but it's like it looks really good to me.
And Michael has a great question that we all can answer. Comes with stars. We'll do that in about 2 minutes, Michael. We get this blind ranking contest over, and then we'll get your stars question. I see it, and thank you so much for the support always, Michael. Next week is Pearl's 78th birthday. Got to get that in. Happy early birthday. We'll definitely sing happy birthday next week to you, Miss Pearl. Maybe we'll bring everybody on next week and have a big happy birthday celebration for you. All right, I got a couple more. Spam musubi.
Ooh.
Spam over rice, for those who don't know, and it's wrapped in seaweed. So it's almost like a sushi.
Yeah, it's like a sushi. Yeah, exactly. It's like a sushi roll with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's. I'd have to say I'm going to go number 1 with that one.
Yeah.
Are you staying with Patrick? Or are you going to go different?
You not like spam, or I mean, spam here it's huge. I mean,
I think it's the only place that people eat spam.
I'll go 1 because that's Patrick's probably right, and I believe in Patrick. But it would be like 5 for me, and maybe not even on the list.
All right, we got 2 more. I might be butchering this name, Patrick. You got to help me. I'm going to tell you what it is. Coconut pudding. Hapia. Haupia.
Yeah. Haupia, basically.
Okay. It's a coconut pudding dessert.
I'd say, I mean, that it can be very good, and it can be, where you've overdone everything on it. So yeah, that's probably right. I'll have to say 4. And then unfortunately, I think I'm going to get skewered on the 5th one there, but I'd say 4.
Trevor?
I'm going to go 5. And I'm not a big coconut fan either. I'm kind of starting to sound like Kurt, I think, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you're the Kurt of the juice for sure.
Get a rant going.
In the last one, Patrick. So you got 5 left, no, you got 4 left, right?
5.
So you got 5 left, and Patrick and Char has 4. Poke bowl, raw fish marinated in soy sauce.
I have to go with 5. That's all I got left. But
yeah,
I know that's very popular, especially like you go to Vegas and stuff. It's in any of the Hawaiian food, it's huge. So
again, it wouldn't even be on my list, but it's gonna go 4.
Patrick almost nailed it. Poke bowl was number 1. I got you at the end.
Wow.
Poke bowl, Kahlua pork number 2. Loco Moco 3, Spam Musubi number 4 was all the way down at number 4. But I could see that being number 1 because I could see why you say number 1 because it's so popular in Hawaii. Spam itself,
and it's fast. It's fast. It's easy. I mean, you go into, and I hate to say, but you go into 7-Eleven, and there's 3 different kinds. There's a chicken one, there's a spam one, and I mean it's so quick and easy to grab. you grab it, you're driving down the road, you got breakfast done, so.
Probably the only way we'll have to get Patrick's 5 best ways of cooking spam next time he comes on. Mine would probably be frying it with an egg on a sandwich, like a roll, because to me it's like maybe the closest thing to like a thing here. And look it up. It's a delicacy, and I don't want to say it's a delicacy. It's a regional thing in New Jersey. Pork roll. We call it Taylor ham. It's a salty pork product. And that's really what spam reminds me the closest stuff. So I could like it.
Like still popular. I did some bowling tournaments up, Syracuse and stuff like that way a few years ago and 20 years ago. Anyway,
I think I'd rather have seaweed than spam at all.
So I wish I could give Patrick and Trevor, you got the pass, but I'll give you the extra credit because you followed Patrick, and I would have done the same thing. But he would have gotten an A if it wasn't for that poke being at number 5 and number 1 mix, because you got the 2, 3, 4 right there. You had 1 and 5 mix, but good job, fellas. Couple of hellos. Ernie coming in. Ernie Mays, big Denver Bronco Roundup posse member. Go Broncos country. Only the Patriots lost their 6th Super Bowl. Yeah, they've been to a lot, but they lost a lot too. And he's saying, hello, Kenny, Trevor. Our guest is Patrick Wiltsey. Ernie, Patrick. He's on live, with us tonight. And happy birthdays going out to Pearl as well. Let's get Michael's star question in. And thank you again, Michael. It's a good one. Kenny, Trevor, and Patrick. Thoughts about the NFL Hall of Fame class of 2026. First ballot Hall of Famer Larry Fitzgerald, first ballot Hall of Famer Drew Brees, Luke Kuechly, the linebacker from the Panthers, makes it. Adam Vinatieri, Colts and Patriots kicker, many years, great kicker. And Roger Craig finally gets in after multiple tries. He wanted to save it for the end of the juice, but we'll get it. I wanted Patrick to get it in now. Thank you, Michael. We'll do it now because I want to, Patrick's with us. We'll get it with Patrick. I'll go to our guest first, Patrick.
I agree on most of them. I don't know how. I think Roger Craig definitely. I think that's a travesty. He hasn't been in there before now. I mean, that's ridiculous. But I still think Belichick should have been in there, and I don't know who you knock out, but I'm like him or not. I think he far and away did more for the game and brought more to the game than a couple of the people that got in first ballot wise.
Yeah. I couldn't disagree there. Trevor.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the names they got right, but again, Bill Belichick. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Bill Belichick fan now, but obviously respect what he did for the game and whatnot. But a little surprised he didn't get in. That's a big name. Eli Manning too is over Breeze. Maybe I would have went Manning first over Breeze. I'm a big Drew Brees guy, but but most of these guys, they're all going to get in eventually anyway. So whether that's first ballot or not, as long as they get in for me, that's what matters the most.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I would have put Belichick in though over Luke Kuechly. Great player, but Bill Belichick, all the Super Bowls, and arguably, people tell you greatest coach, and that's over Vince Lombardi. That's over all the coaching greats. He's up there with them, and I know why. We know why he wasn't in there, and you're gonna penalize him for one or two little mistakes. He still won a lot of Super Bowls, and maybe it's his lifestyle now. I truly believe some of these writers hold that against him too, and that's not who he is when he won those Super Bowls. So, you let these other people in. Lawrence Taylor's in, greatest of all time. He's had a lot of off the field issues, if not the most off the field issues out of anybody. And he's in the Hall of Fame, and I'm a Giants fan. So, I think he should have been in over Luke Kuechly and, maybe even Adam Vinatieri. Vinatieri, good kicker, but we're talking about greatest coach conversation of all time. I think that was a mistake, Michael. So that's the one I would change, Michael, and we would change. And thank you for that question. Got to it a little earlier than the end of the show, but appreciate it as always. Mike Shanahan, Michael's saying. And you know the problem now, Michael? Bill Belichick ain't in. Mike Shanahan's going to fall further down the line before he gets in there. It's going to be a ripple effect.
Yeah. Yeah. Shanahan was good with other people's picks. I don't know how good he was with his own picks. Coaching. Yeah, I could agree. He's going to fall further down.
Mm-hmm.
I got one more short topic for you, Patrick, and then we'll let your 5-hour difference. So we probably holding you from your dinner tonight. You probably haven't had dinner yet.
A little bit. I got the 10-year-old peeking her head in. Are you done yet, Dad? So yeah.
We'll get you out of here in 2 minutes or less. Promise. So, Bronco fan, off seasons here. Do you have a priority free agent you want the Broncos to sign? But our Bronco fans know we got Ernie, Michael, Pearl, Trevor's with us. We got some Bronco fans out there. Give me a name if you have one that you want the Broncos to sign.
I really think like was that from Cleveland? And I'm going to butcher how to say his name. Njoku?
David Njoku. Okay, tight end. I like that.
Him or Waddle? It's like 1 and 1A for me between those two guys. I mean, Waddle's not going to be your number one, but he's definitely going to give you that down the field threat that they could put him on one side and any almost not necessarily Sutton, but I'm trying to. There's his name escaping me. And anyway, put him on. You don't know who to go after. Who do you guard? Who do you? But if you got Njoku, you got somebody that can block fairly effectively. So that's going to help your run game, which everybody knows we need to develop. I mean, we've got we got Trevor that I think every chance he gets mentions that we need to work on the running. So
yep,
it's one of the.
Love the Njoku. You need to upgrade the tight end. He's a good one. Love it.
Do you keep our other? I mean, I don't know. I think that could be a killer 1-2 punch if you got Njoku and
Ingram. Yeah,
on the other side. I mean, look at New England's success when they had 2 tight ends before off the field issues occurred there.
Yep, exactly.
You didn't know it was deadly.
Exactly. Patrick, want to give everybody a final thought? We'll let you go, and this way you can go enjoy. Maybe is it Kahlua pork tonight or the poke bowl? You don't have to tell us. I'm just joking with you, but give us a final thought, Patrick, and we'll let you go enjoy your dinner with your family.
Tonight it's Filipino food tonight. My wife's
nice.
So it's some good veggie stuff and
rubbing it in. Not just rubbing it in with the scenic route when he's driving home. Now he's telling us about all this delicious Filipino food, which I'm jealous over.
Final thought really is just, I mean, I know it's going to take some time to get over where I still think we should have been, and we should have been with a healthy Bo. That they call that safety during the game, and he doesn't get hurt. Now maybe he got hurt later on in the next game or something, same kind of, who knows, but I think a healthy Bo and you're talking a different game. I don't know that we would have won either because that Seattle defense looked mean. I mean, they looked big. They looked like they were hitting. They looked almost like it was a pro team against, or a college team against high school. I mean, it just looked ridiculous, the amount of penetration they were getting and just everything. So, I mean, but definitely a different game. But, we've got a lot to build on. I mean, look what they did. 8 games, 9 games this year, comebacks, never out of it. So, it's going to makes you want to watch, I think. I mean, it was an exciting year to watch. It was probably the most fun since, Manning brought us to the promised land in number 50 there. I was really hoping we could do it 10 years later and make it nice and even, but
Exactly. Patrick, thank you so much being not, part of our team here on the Juice, part of our team at Rocky Mountain Sports Network, and always your generosity and giving us coffee and creating contests for our audience and us to play along as well. Enjoy your dinner. Enjoy your weather out there in Hawaii. It's warming up here, 46 degrees. I'm happy. But soon, spring's close.
It's a little cold today. I think it was only like 78.
Yeah, again, rubbing it in. But Patrick, go enjoy your dinner. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, Patrick.
All right. Patrick Wiltsey, congratulations, Trevor, winning the contest. Why don't we do this real quick? You and I give our free agent picks, and then we'll get our mock draft in real quick. We'll go a few minutes over time to get our mock draft in because that was going to be our number one topic. But I was getting everything set up, so we got on a couple minutes late. But I'll go, and then I'll let you finish with the Bronco one. See if you agree with Patrick or we're going a little different. I went back and forth on this. Did I want a playmaker? Did I want an offensive lineman? Playmaker, offensive lineman. John Harbaugh knows one. That's a free agent from his Baltimore Ravens, and I think he's one of the best centers in the league. Tyler Lindenbaum would be my priority guy to put him under center. Jackson Dart behind him. I anchor in the line. I think he can only get it better, make Jackson Dart better with that signing. That would be my top priority for the Giants.
That's a good one. I like Tyler Linderbaum a lot too. That'd be insane at signing for the Giants.
Yeah. How about your Broncos? You agree with Patrick? You want to go a little different route?
I think I agree with Patrick when it comes to the position because I mean I could say running back, but I'm again I think the Broncos should double up at running back as well. Double up at tight end. When it comes to Evan Ingram, if they can move on from him, I would move on. He's so limited in what he can do. But I will agree on the position. You've got to add a tight end, and I think you got to add a veteran tight end before you even get to the draft. And I'm going to go with a name that really hasn't been brought up a lot, and that name is from former Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Goedert. I really like Dallas Goedert a lot. I mean, this is a guy that doesn't have problems with drops. I mean, I know Jody, a fellow horseman of ours, really talks about drops and how they become an issue. And yes, they are an issue for sure. Amongst many other things with this Broncos offense. But Dallas Goedert, he's a guy that doesn't. I mean, he's been solid for Philly, and he's been solid for Philly, and he hasn't been asked to do a whole lot. I mean, he hasn't been asked to. You have Devontae Smith there, you have AJ Brown there, you have Saquon Barkley. Dallas Goedert gets kind of lost in the pack a little bit, but he's been very solid this past season, Kenny. He had double-digit touchdowns. He had 11 touchdowns for the Eagles this year, 591 yards. I mean, he's led this. He was third on this team in targets. I mean, he really is a safety blanket for Jalen Hurts. He's a big body tight end, 6'5", 256 pounds. He's also a blocker as well. So he's going to be your inline tight end, can be a blocker, but also can be a red zone threat for this team as well, and a big body tight end. I mean, I really like this Dallas Goedert pickup for the Broncos.
You got me on board because if I'm looking at tight ends that would fit with Bo Nix, Dallas Goedert, man, like that's the guy. Like, he'll move the chains for you. He'll do the dirty work, and he'll make those plays in the red zone and end zone. And Ernie's on board too. He's saying, "Nice, Trevor." Ernie's on board too. That's a great pick there. And a lot of people, and we're going to get into a mock draft in a second. We're going to do AFC this week, but a lot of people are mocking the tight end Sadiq out of Oregon to Philadelphia. So I think Philadelphia, good chance they do move on from Dallas Goedert. So we're going to see. Our good friend Biggie Bronco saying, "How's everybody doing? How you doing, Biggie?" We're going to be doing a little mock draft in a second here to wrap up the show. But he's got a Denver Bronco comment. "I hope the Broncos double dip at tight end in free agency. I would like to have the kid from Chicago, too, that's getting ready to be released." I think he's talking about Colt Kmet.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a nice name there, too. Absolutely. I'm on board with that as a a Bronco possibility there at tight end. But want to get this mock draft in, Trevor? Let's see,
Yeah.
let's see how it goes. Sometimes these things backfire when I try and share the screen. So fingers crossed, everybody. I am going to try and do this in a second here. We're going to do an AFC one this evening. And let me get this screen, get ready to get this screen shared. Bear with me. And we should have it in a second. It's the first time I'm doing it on this platform, so and I think we got it. I think we got it, Trevor. Hang on. Share. Hey, we got it. All right, so we're going to do the AFC teams. The computer's going to draft the NFC teams. Ready to start it?
Yeah.
All right, let's
Can
see.
you maybe make that screen a little bigger? Can you zoom in a little bit? Our posse members.
That's yeah, that is tiny. Damn, it's everything on there. See what I can do. This might not work. Let's try something else here. Like I said, sometimes these things don't work.
Consider this behind the scenes, kind of setting on mock drafts for the first time this year.
I don't know how I'm going to make this bigger, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You have any ideas?
I can't even see it.
I know. We may have to skip mock draft tonight, being we're overtime. We can figure this out for next week and get this proper on here. Real quick, we could do this. Let me pick one Raiders. We would go Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, I think that's the direction. Probably
that's the direction, right?
We'll just go top 10, maybe. Just go top 10.
Okay. Then we're going to draft Fernando Mendoza, number 1. Number 2 is the Jets. Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain, Spencer Fano, David Bailey. I actually like it's Arvell Reese or David Bailey for me.
Yeah.
Needs are linebacker, edge, corner. I know it's hard because we can't see it. I apologize.
Ooh. I would honestly say that Jets would probably move back, but
we're not going to do trades here. We'll set that up for next week. We'll work on something here.
Okay.
Maybe we do I know we're on the air, but maybe we do a mock draft off the air and we write it down and then we can post it, our mock draft that way.
Yep.
Do our list that way. And I apologize to everybody. It's hard when you're sharing a screen on your platform. It comes in really tiny, the settings. You got to go through a bunch of stuff. Do you want to go David Bailey or you want to go Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese? Or Caleb Downs?
I like Caleb Downs.
Downs at number 2? We'll go Caleb Downs. Just do this quick. Francis Managua went to the Cardinals. Titans are up. They are in need of a lot. Edge, wide receiver, corner, linebacker, running back, tight end. I think edge would be their top choice with Salah. This is Arvell Reese, I would say.
Yep, I agree.
Giants went Carnell Tate. That leaves the Browns at number 6. This could be Spencer Fano. They need offensive tackle. They need wide receiver. Spencer Fano.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too.
Washington takes Ruben Bain. Saints take David Bailey. At least this is accurate. Chiefs are up on the board. Edge, running back, wide receiver. Edges are gone, the top edges. They also need corner. That's Mansour Delani, Jordan Tyson, Jeremiah Love. A lot of good names up there for them offensive players. They're going to probably pick one of these guys. Do you think they pick a weapon for Mahomes, or do they go to running back?
I think Jeremiah Love's got to be in play here, unfortunately.
Let's give them in this one, Jeremiah Love. Bengals, safety, DL, edge, linebacker, interior lineman. Sonny Styles is there. Maybe this is Sonny Styles.
I agree.
Dolphins, edge, corner, quarterback, interior, wide receiver, safety, offensive tackle. Got Jordan Tyson still on the board, Mansour Delani, Makai Lemon, Gerard McCoy. So some good names up there for them.
I can see them going defense here.
Delani?
Yeah. I think so. What pick are you at? Actually, I can't see.
Well, it's up to 14 already. Again, we're just doing the AFC, so.
Okay.
And then I'll just read the thing. Ravens, edge, interior, DL, defensive lineman. Peter Woods is there. This is Peter Woods, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Gerard McCoy goes to the Rams. Jets, wide receiver could be in play here. Edge, we already picked an edge for them. Corner. No, we picked Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
There's no good edges up here on the top. Cassius Howard's the first one. Wide receiver, you got Makai Lemon. I think he's going to climb up some boards, to be honest with you. He's a speedster. We can go that route, or we can go double up on defense with the Avion Terrell corner out of Clemson.
I don't think they go corner again.
No, well, Caleb Downs is more of a safety.
Yeah, that's true.
I like Makai Lemon. Give him the wide receiver here. Again, this one's just going to be quick. Couple NFC teams, Caden Proctor, Lions, Olivege Anoa'i, interior lineman, Vikings, Cassius Howell, and Avion Terrell. Steelers are up. Wide receiver, corner, interior lineman, safety, linebacker, defensive lineman. You got Kenyon Sadiq, Denzel Boston. They need wide receiver. Ty Simpson.
Yeah. I was about to say quarterback. Is that in play here at all?
Ty Simpson. Don't like him, but they got him ranked 23 here. Why not? Why not take the quarterback here? That's something they would do. Chargers, interior lineman, edge, corner, DL, linebacker, safety, tight end. You got Caleb Banks on the board. Caleb Lomu is a tackle, but they need interior. They don't need wide receiver. They got edge. TJ Parker's on the board. This could be Caleb Banks. I'm sorry. Yeah. This could be Denzel. Caleb Banks, I say.
Yeah, you said Caleb Banks. Did say Denzel Boston, or who'd you?
No. This could be in Caleb Banks. We'll give them Caleb Banks.
Okay.
Browns second pick. This could be a corner, safety, defensive lineman. Caden McDonald out of Ohio State. He's pretty good.
Okay.
We're getting at the end here. Buffalo, wide receiver. We'll give them Denzel Boston, right? Or Kevin Concepcion. Which one you want to give them?
I'd say probably Denzel Boston. Moving off of what's his name?
Yeah.
Coleman. Yeah.
Running back, interior line, D line, offensive tackle, safety, linebacker, tight end for the Texans. CJ Allen's on the board. That's their type of pick, I would think.
Yeah, that's what I'd say too.
Broncos, tight end, wide receiver, linebacker, running back, DL, interior lineman, safety. You got Kevin Concepcion, Akeem Mesidor. I want to get some comments in too. I've been passing up on those comments. Who do you want to go here? You got Kevin Concepcion. You got Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety out of Toledo, who's sneaky.
Yeah, he is sneaky.
Uh,
Who's available at tight end?
Nobody in the top here. Sadiq was taken.
Sadiq was taken. Okay.
Your positions: tight end, nothing. Wide receiver, Kevin Concepcion. No linebacker. Safety, Emmanuel McNeil Warren is there. Defensive line, Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. Interior lineman, Emmanuel Pregnon. Linebacker would be Anthony Hill Jr.
Would Eli Stowers be too soon here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a trade back.
Yeah. I like him a lot. Defensive line, I would say, it's got to be on the table too.
All right, we'll just pick Lee Hunter.
Yeah.
This ain't an official one.
Yeah.
And the Patriots, edge, tackle, wide receiver. We'll give him the wide receiver, Kevin Concepcion.
Okay.
All right. So first mock draft is official. Not official, but not official. I don't even. Do we want to even read it?
I mean, you probably can't even share it, huh? The results.
Yeah, this was a bad one to go on mock draft. We got to go on PFF.
Mm-hmm.
The results were Mendoza, Caleb Downs, Francis Managua, Arvell Reese, Carnell Tate, Spencer Fano, Ruben Bain, David Bailey, Jeremiah Love to the Chiefs, Sonny Styles to the Bengals, Mansour Delani, Dolphins, Keldrick Falk, edge rusher, Cowboys, Jordan Tyson to the Rams, Peter Woods to the Ravens, Gerard McCoy to the Rams, Makai Lemon, Jets, Caden Proctor, Lions, Alavega, Anoa'i, interior lineman, Vikings, Cassius Howell, Panthers, Avion Terrell, Cowboys, Ty Simpson, the quarterback, Alabama, Steelers, Caleb Banks, Chargers, Kenyon Sadiq, Eagles, Caden McDonald, Browns, TJ Parker, Bears, Denzel Boston, Bills, Caleb Lomu, 49ers, CJ Allen, Texans, Colton Hood, Commanders, Lee Hunter, Kevin Concepcion, and Akeem Mesidor. Definitely got to go on PFF next week. There was just some issues there tonight. We will get that fixed.
Technical difficulties and we'll just say it's pre-mock draft.
Peter wanted to know if there was an offensive tackle available. Not the top ones, Peter. Adam and Kayla saying good evening, family. Bless you both. You as well. Both of you as well. Paul, Broncos wide receiver, pick 30. Could be Casey Concepcion in play. If they don't think Pat Bryant's the answer with his injuries, they might go look at wide receiver if there's one that's high on their board. I agree. Biggie wants to know that the Cleveland Browns are going offensive linemen. They're 3 starters on the offense. They're 3 starters on the offensive line this year. I'm trying to figure out that comment. I know that's not sure. And Patrick got a little pink-a-bet and some chicken adobo. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's get some final thoughts in. We're on overtime. Keats paying the bills. We don't want to upset the boss.
Yeah. Maybe get Biggie Broncos question really quick up there up top. He said I also would like to see the Broncos double dip in free agency at running back. If Hall hits free agency, get him, and I would also like to see the Atlanta running back Algier or Detroit's running back David Montgomery, who he's talking about. I agree, Biggie. They need a double dip, but I wouldn't double dip necessarily in free agency. I would get one veteran running back, and then I would go the draft route once again and see if you can get a young running back. Again, I love Jeremiah Love. If he could somehow fall down the board and Denver could trade up for him, that would be huge. Or if they wanted to go all in and trade up for a running back. I mean, he's Bijan Robinson caliber. So, he's a heck of a running back. But I like Tyler Algier. David Montgomery, yes, in a way. I'm more thinking like Rico Dowdle, kind of like mid-tier running back free agent, but at least a solid veteran that you have going forward for you. That's what I would look at. Maybe Tyler, as you would fit that mold a little bit more. But Kenny, final thoughts from me. I want to thank you and the posse members for being amazing as always. You always putting together amazing agenda throughout the show. I want to thank Patrick for joining us once again. Patrick, we love having you on, and thank you again for the surprise and for not telling me yet what kind of coffee I get. I can't wait to see what coffee I end up getting, and I will definitely, be drinking on next week's episode of The Juice, and probably even Saturday on Denver Bronco Roundup. So stay tuned to that. But no, appreciate everybody for watching, whether you're watching live or after the fact. And again, hope everybody has a great rest of your week. I know we went on a little bit of overtime, and again, apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll definitely be having a lot more mock drafts going forward, so everybody can see, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to getting to more off-season talk with everybody else. I hope everybody has a great rest of your week, and stay safe out there. And as always, go Broncos.
In true preseason, off-season form was our mock draft today. I promise next week I will fix it. We will not use that platform again. It was way too tiny when we shared the screen. We'll figure something out. We'll have fun mock drafts with everybody, and we'll get it fixed and fix that. The coach will be fixing that next week, and we'll have that ready to go for everybody. I want to thank all of our juicers. Our chat was hopping as always. Questions were great. I want to thank our wonderful sponsor, Morgan Trinkets. Pearl, thank you so much for all the support you give us here on The Juice and all of our shows. I want to thank our star giver, Michael Ronquillo, everybody's friend, Michael Ronquillo, a couple times with some stars tonight, and great question on the Hall of Fame. And, of course, our guest, Patrick, as well. For me, Giants fan, offseason looks bright. Got our head coach in line. Now it's time for free agency, and then the draft. Free agency, combine, draft, OTAs, and then we're right around the corner. It'll be football season again. It never stops. That's why we do this show. We enjoy doing it for everybody. We will see everybody next week. I'll get Michael's comment in to end the show for the Bronco fans. Broncos should trade up for Kenyon Sadiq if he slips to the top 20. The Eagles are the problem. If you can get ahead of the Eagles, because they may try and move up as well, in my opinion. He is a stud. I do like Trevor's idea of Dallas Goedert, though, Michael. I think he would be perfect complementary for Bo Nix. I just feel like that'd be a marriage. But until next week, do it one more time for everybody. I'm going to juice it up with this delicious watermelon presser. See you all next week, same time. Have a good night, everybody. And once again, juice it up.